Unidentified object.
Third phase of moon. Blake Cousins here. Wow. We got a big episode for everybody around the world tonight. Grab your friends right now because this is breaking news in regards to Mr. Fazal. An employee at CERN claims the Large Hadron Collider at CERN in Geneva, Switzerland could now soon make contact with parallel universes. Are we ready for this? The interdimensional world is about to be woken up. I've always stated that what we may be seeing are interdimensional beings being captured around the world. This is going to be a huge story. We got Orlando Smith, geospatial analyst. He's going to be here. Brent Cousins. We're going to be going also over breaking news of what this is all about. Kepler, the Hadron Collider. This is going to be a big story. Stay tuned. Third phase of moon. What comes next, what Brent has to share is quite amazing in regards to this megastructure captured by Kepler 1500 years in the making. But before we get to that, Hadron Collider at CERN. And I want to ask everybody on the panel, and I want to thank everybody for joining us. And leave your comments below on what you think in regards to this question I'm about to ask right now. Is it okay for CERN to open up a parallel universe? It's very simple. Give me your answer. Let's start with Brent Cousins. Go ahead.
What I find interesting, Blake, is that they're looking at using gravity. Maybe gravity can actually leak into extra dimensions. There are thousands to millions of dimensions right now. What's going on? We're just one dimension, and they're trying to tap into this, and we haven't even figured out our first dimension. This is quite dangerous in my mind.
Dangerous indeed. Could you imagine right now a million multi-dimensions of planet Earth right now? Yourself a million times. Whoever you are walking around, you go one way, you go the other way. But if you want to link them up, what kind of paradox could this happen in a time continuum explosion? Now, this is why I think people could be concerned about CERN. And scientists actually are scared of these experiments, and they're doing it under the guise of trying to figure out what our universe is all about. Well, just look to the stars right here at Kepler. They're figuring it out, but they're not jeopardizing planet Earth at the moment. Geospatial analyst Orlando Smith. We just broke this news to him today. I want to get your opinion. Do you think CERN should be opening up parallel universes?
Well, thank you for having me on the show, Blake. I do think that it might be a little presumptuous for us to assume that we're opening up parallel universes. At the same time, it does seem like we're kind of upon a paradigm shift where we're getting down to the base particles, the subparticles. After leptons and muons, where do we go? Are we going into another universe as we kind of go beyond what we know as the subatomic? It's not exactly certain what is going to happen. That's what might be causing a lot of fears around the world. Do I think we should go ahead with the experiment? That's a tough question. I generally do, because I think in general humankind wants to quest forward. We have a natural sense of curiosity that's built into us. That's what propels us to evolve. And so I think we're gonna go ahead with the experiment, and I think we really should.
Well, that's fair enough, Orlando. And I have to almost say I agree with that. My problem is the deception of secrecy. They're not opening up about what they admit themselves at CERN. They don't know what's going to happen. That's what's scary. They don't know if they're going to open up a time rip. Dealing with parallel universes and taking a chance. Well, maybe they're going to do it like you just said, but is it a good idea? What if you would think about Hitler on another parallel universe and open that up and see what happens. I'm just putting it out there. You're just messing with God.
God is right. And CERN, Switzerland, I'm still on the fence on everything that's going on over there. They put taxpayers' money, the largest machine ever built, and it's kind of on a cloak of cover right now. They have Shiva, God statue, right in front of their headquarters over there, and Shiva stands for destructions of universes. This is what's happening maybe on a daily basis right now in Switzerland, and they're not giving us a full information because there's more out there than they're giving us.
Okay, Brent, this is what I'm saying. They don't know what they're doing. Imagine if you're in another parallel universe and you want to be sucked into this CERN contraption and ruin your day, pretty much ruin your day. I'm not saying that I might not want to be part of that. Orlando Smith, would you want to be part of that, living in another universe? And hey, we want to tap into you and suck you out.
That sounds like being disturbed, and I don't want to be disturbed, but I do want to be intrigued. I do want to be enlightened, and it's kind of like a paradox. I don't know if we don't know the answer, and so we take the leap forward, or do we stand still? It's kind of a hard choice to make. Maybe we're okay where we are. Maybe we want to take that leap forward and change the paradigm, and we could be in a much better place. Maybe if we are entering higher dimensions, then perhaps we might learn things that might be beneficial to us, that may even help us to avert disaster in our present circumstances. So we don't know.
You're not answering the question, Orlando. I'm just saying, if you're in another parallel universe and you had no idea what this other parallel universe is, and they wanted to open up the door and go, hey, we're open now, and they just want to come in, are you ready for that? That's my question. It's very simple.
Where does the door lead to? If the door leads to an exciting new paradigm, is the door opening up new opportunities for us, or is the door gonna open up Pandora's box and unleash like the worst of our possible nightmares? It's possible. We've done this before. We've embarked on territory where we have made decisions in the past, like with the atomic bomb. We didn't know if that was gonna cause a chain reaction. We still went forth with it. And then look at the political and social and environmental implications of that decision. It was horrible. And so now the fears are really warranted. People probably should be wondering what is going to happen, and why are we doing this? And at the same time, with all the fears,
sounds like, Orlando, you just want to roll the dice, right?
For me, I generally tend to lead towards carefully trying to satisfy that curiosity. I'm a scientist. I wanna answer questions.
Hold on a sec. So you're saying CERN's careful about this, and they state that they don't even know what's going on.
Well, how careful can you be when you're dealing with mathematics on the theoretical level? It's not like a visual linear equation that just clearly states whether something's good or bad, whether it's up or down. It's kind of, we're out there in the soup and we're just exploring. And I think if we try to just have some consciousness and have a little bit of positive and faithful diligence, I don't think we're gonna harm ourselves.
Wow, you actually think that diligence and enlightenment in this case is that CERN's taking risk and we're not going to harm ourselves? To me, in that sense, gets a little bit like a godlike particle. In my own sense, they're messing around with it, and you want to mess around with God, then go ahead. Maybe the aliens are going to come in extraterrestrial, like we're seeing with Kepler. Let's get to Kepler now, because I think what we're talking about is even beyond what human capability and mindset really is. The theory coming in, and it's breaking news right now, and Brent's got some new breaking news in regards to this megastructure captured approximately 15 million light years away. You got to imagine how far that is. 1,500 light years away. A civilization, as scientists are stating right now. Brent, I want to go to the breaking news that you have to say in regards to the subject matter. It's been breaking the internet in regards to the word getting out. We stated right here at Third Phase of the Moon a couple days before it actually even went mainstream, and people were kind of confused. Now people are getting their brains about what this possibly could be. Go ahead and enlighten the listeners on what we're talking about, then go to the breaking news. I want to hear this.
Let's start. We're in a class 3 civilization right here. This is the power of a civilization that can harness the power of the sun. I mean, not just harness it like we do here on Earth, solar panels. This is nothing compared to what we're seeing here. This is something gigantic. I mean, titanic. This is the size of Jupiter, maybe triple the size, maybe even larger. They say that this class system machine, the star energy system, could be surrounding it. A sphere surrounding a star, collecting the energy, harnessing the power that could blow the minds of any civilization in our universe.
Well, that's quite amazing, is because you have to step aside and comprehend what we're talking about. Can you imagine the sun? Our own solar system has a sun. Imagine harnessing that like a battery, like an energizer bunny, into your little galactic ship, whatever it is. That universe is abundant in massive energy that is ready to be harnessed. So we're talking about solar panels and climate change and fossil fuels. Now we're talking about class 3 civilizations harnessing energy from the sun. What's the breaking news? What's NASA gonna break? Brent, what is it?
We are getting information, not from NASA, but you know what? Emails coming in from secret agencies that it's about to be announced. Probably at the White House. I'm considering that this is where it's going to be stated. We are not alone, and it's going to be announced real soon.
President Obama.
Blake, I wanted to say, I needed to interrupt. What would be the best way for Obama to go out as being the president that announced that we are not alone in the universe? Orlando, any words to that?
Maybe it's a good time to tell the people of the planet that we're not alone, and that if we do have any neighbors, they're still considerably far away, so it's not exactly an imminent threat or anything like that. It's just maybe there's some geometric shapes out there that suggest we truly are not alone, and that's actually good news. I think the people of the world can handle that.
Well, hold on a sec, Orlando. I really have to disagree with that statement, in my opinion. But as a geospatial analyst and a skeptic, as you think, I don't think you really believe that aliens have reached planet Earth, but I do. So in regards to this evidence, if it happened 1,500 light years ago, 1,500 years ago, you have to think that their technology is still existing, and if they're being able to harness energy off a sun, you would think that they would have been here already. What's your explanation to this?
In the same way I might leave some creature, some small cluster of creatures alone in my garden, I might just allow them to exist in their own organic state. I might just respect their right to not be bothered by me. And so perhaps, in a greater sense, I figure if civilizations are much more advanced than we are, and the scale of this alleged technology suggests they would be much, much more advanced than we are, then they would probably have even a greater wisdom, because It seems to me, though, in the universe, without wisdom, civilizations and organizational structures tend to degrade. And so something that's going to persist and go to a large scale is going to have inherent wisdom built into it. And that it might, in that sense, maybe it would recognize our right to just exist.
Well, I'll have to agree with that statement. And I appreciate all the statements that has been said right here at Third Phase of Moon for tonight's breaking news. In regards to Kepler, NASA is about to possibly, well, maybe the White House, tell us we're not alone. It's about time. It's about time, people. Everybody keep your eyes on the skies. I want to thank Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins for joining us. We'll see everybody again